Every morning the world starts quietly, one soft light at a time. Homes flicker awake, shops open. People take those first small steps into a brand new day. And in all of that ordinary movement, there's something kind of extraordinary. A moment worth noticing, a spark you feel before you even name it. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's small, but kindness shows up right on time. And every morning we choose to show up with you so we can look for that spark together.
Good morning. I'm Matt Roof, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and this is Kindness Rising. Let's rise together.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Kindness Rising. This week we've been exploring resilience, and we've talked about acknowledging reality, shaping our internal dialogue, and understanding where strength actually comes from. Today, we're turned towards something equally powerful, but often overlooked. Resilience through relationships, because no one rises alone. Let's begin. Welcome, everyone. I am glad you have chosen to join me here as my phone rings. Glad you've chosen to join me here on Kindness Rising. This morning, I come here every weekday morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, to help us rise with a little less rage bait and a little bit of more high five for humanity. Absolutely. Yes, this has been Resilience Week. We're talking about ways in which we are able to rise above, to face into the headwinds that we face every day, and rise together. That's what we do. We rise together so that we can overcome and persevere. Absolutely. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I'm putting my glasses back on because I can't see if you're getting involved in the comments. Oh, maybe the reason I don't see anybody involved in the comments is because nobody's involved in the comments. Get involved in the comments. I want to hear from you. Where are you coming in from? How are you using resilience to help you guide your life? Because there's a cultural story that many of us absorb early, that resilience is individual, that strength means independence and self-sufficiency and handling everything within ourselves. But life has a way of disproving that for sure. When challenges show up, financial, emotional, professional, we often discover something important, really important. Resilience is relational. It lives in encouragement from a friend, perspective from a mentor, and stability within family. It's community support, and it's even just quiet presence. Welcome to Kindness Rising, where we're talking about how sometimes strength isn't something we generate internally, but sometimes we have to borrow it. And over time, we return it. And that exchange is the human infrastructure that is kindness in action. Welcome to Kindness Rising. I'm glad you've chosen to join me here. We're going to be talking about resilience. We're going to be talking about a couple of stories from the world of organizations, one that's very commonly known across our world, and one that's kind of new that I've gotten involved in, and I hope it will help you to realize that resilience multiplies through connection. Welcome to Kindness Rising. I'm Matt Roof, the Uncommon Kindness Guy. I'm glad you have chosen to join me here. Mike Sullivan, welcome in. Roseanne Roof, so glad you two are always here, the first in the chat every day. I appreciate you. Who else is out there? Get involved. Say hello. Tell me, how are you using resilience to rise above the challenges in your life? That is why I am here. Help us build a community that rises together, that faces our challenges together, that shares, that invites interest, that gets involved after the show and interacting with each other to help each other through. For sure. Thank you for joining me here. The music's pretty good too, isn't it? All right, all right. That's the Kindness Rising theme. And now we'll roll into another theme. How about this one? Same kind of vibe. But instead, it's taking us into our first story of resilience. Our resilience, our kindness spotlight, actually, an organization that many of us know. I don't know if anybody out there has even participated with this organization, but it is all about the resilience of community, helping to build something bricks and mortar that helps to build partnerships and better community across our world. I'm talking about the organization that was so highlighted so well by our former President of the United States, Mr. James Carter. He was involved with it right up until his death, swinging the hammer for Habitat for Humanity. An organization that doesn't just build houses, it builds partnerships. Families contributing to sweat equity, volunteers contributing their time, and communities contributing their resources, so that the result isn't just charity. It isn't charity. It's actually an investment in a community where homes become symbols of stability and dignity and opportunity. And what makes this model so powerful is the collective structure. I mentioned Jimmy Carter, but there's no single hero. There's no isolated solution, and there's no individual dominating. It's just a coordinated effort producing meaningful change for individuals and for families in our communities. That's resilience scaled through community, and that's Habitat for Humanity. You guys know them? Of course you do. Triska Court. Triska Court? Triska Court. Hello, hello. Welcome in. You're saying hi to us. I appreciate you. Absolutely. What's going on out there in the world? Triska Court, where are you coming in from? Appreciate you. Your name has triggered something in me, Court. You guys know Bud Court? Bud Court passed away. I know you guys probably heard about James Vanderbeek by now because he was such a iconic actor of the 90s. But do you guys know who Bud Court is? He recently actually passed last night, 1977. He was 77 years old. And the actor of a film that I have always loved. People today think it's a little weird. It is a little weird, but it is intentionally a little weird. First of all, the soundtrack is phenomenal. I'm going to start giving you some hints. If you don't know, Cat Stevens, right? Cat Stevens did the soundtrack for this movie from the 70s about a young kid who's sort of obsessed. He's extremely wealthy, but still feels empty inside and obsessed with death, and stages his own suicides over and over again for family to find in weird ways. And he finds hope and love in an unusual place, and that is in a survivor of the Holocaust in Germany, who's here, much older woman who he falls in love with. It's a movie called Harold and Maude. You guys know Harold and Maude? It is an iconic cultural film. I highly suggest it if you're willing to suspend your disbelief with a 70-something-year-old woman and a teenager having a love affair. Absolutely a fascinating movie and just inspirational to me. Bud Court passed away. Anyway, I appreciate you, Triska Court. Appreciate that you came out. Mike Sullivan, Roseanne Roof, thank you. Thank you for joining us and getting involved in the comments. Who else is out there? Say hello as we continue. We continue our week of resilience. All right. I'm going to take a breath because I just rambled for 9 minutes and 49 seconds straight. I feel like I took a breath. Perhaps the coffee is kicking in. It's a good day today. Welcome in on a Thursday, a freezing cold Thursday. And there's so much going on in the world, so much insanity. I'm not going to talk about those things because that's not why we are here. Wind through a dead tree, moss clings to a home too harsh, yet a quiet calm. Joseph Anderson, I enjoy that. I like your poetry. What are you all about? What are you doing here with us here on Kindness Rising as we rise with a little bit of hope, humanity, and heart together, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, every weekday morning. I hope you'll subscribe to the channel, get involved in the community, join us as we rise together to be an alternative to the rage bait. Just checking it out? Good. I'm glad you are, Joseph Anderson. Check it out. I'm Matt Roof. I come here every weekday morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, to help to rise together. Darkness fades in brilliant light. We rise together. Absolutely. That's what we're trying to do here. We all know what's going on in the world and the troubles that we have. There's so much division and so much anger, hate, and rage out there in the world. And I am trying to I'm not trying to create, I am creating a place for us to come every morning to get our heads straight, to be thinking about things like curiosity, balance, action, kindness, growth, and self awareness. Those are our six strings, not in any particular order. Of course, kindness is what we're all about. And I want to move into another idea about kindness and about resilience and how being together uh, creates power and strength and resilience for us, and that community in the digital space. There are communities all over this wide world of the internet, right? We just have to go join a club somewhere, get involved in your community, and I want that to continue too. But now we have another way of connecting, an additional way of connecting. That's not to discount the in-person and the physical connection and the work that we do directly in our communities and the action that we do, but it's important to recognize that there is community in the digital space right here at Kindness Rising. But I'm going to talk about a slightly different community, and about the power of what happens when you put yourself truly out there online, when you share your ideas, not for the sole purpose of monetization, when you engage thoughtfully, not for the purpose of getting a rise out of someone or getting a reaction, but to share and communicate. And when you stay open to perspectives that are not the same as yours, that might be a little bit different than what you're typically are exposed to within your immediate circle, and when you meet people you wouldn't otherwise encounter. That's just the truth, especially for those of us who live in certain small communities. There's so much out there in the world, and we get sucked into our own little worlds, whether that's our socioeconomic circles in our little neighborhoods, or our industries if we're working, or experiences or different ways of thinking. And or we get into the same ways of thinking and get sucked into that confirmation bias for ourselves and all that. But I want us to be thinking about how we can get connected with different people. And I think it's really important. So I want to talk about a community that's out there. I'm going to show you a quick video. This is an organization that is formed through grassroots. It's really taken, it's not even an organization. It's a community, which I guess is a form of organization. But anyway, this is a grassroots community that's really leans into some of the same topics that we talk about here in terms of inclusiveness. Like I said, I met some people almost a year ago now. They're sort of outside of the I don't know what you call it, on the margins of the world, and people who have so much to offer the world, but have been discounted because of their differences per se. Um, and it's a really cool place. So let me see if I can get this. There we go. Check these people out if I can.
People come first. We build with and for humans.
We all believe that community is more important than business.
Humans being humans around other humans.
This is a place to be, not a persona to perform.
We've got kindness, creativity, and a little bit of chaos, but mostly it's just real people.
Where everyone belongs and you can truly be yourself.
So this is a group that has formed out of the weird LinkedIn movement that started about a year ago. A group of people who recognized that getting back to habit, we need human. Okay. So this is a group of people who are showing up curious. They're sharing their insight. They're challenging each other constructively and encouraging growth. And that kind of environment, it fosters resilience because it creates intellectual and relational support structures. What's exciting is that it's expanding beyond the platform itself, evolving into something more intentional and community-driven outside of LinkedIn, outside of that specific platform, because we aren't all held to the standards of the LinkedIn world or whatever the case may be. I think you should keep an eye out for this group that is a growing group of really smart, engaged, thoughtful, collaborative, interested people and interesting people. And isn't that what it's all about? It's about being interested and being interesting. Both are really important, and remembering that resilience isn't just internal, it isn't just local, it's global, it's digital, it's collaborative, and sometimes strength grows from simply engaging, being open and welcoming unexpected connection, because community is where people choose to build it, and that's something worth leaning into, I believe. Absolutely. Adam Holroyd, welcome in, buddy. I appreciate that you are here. Check out Weird LinkedIn. It's a funny name, but it's actually, the website is Weird LinkedIn with all the vowels removed. That's a website. There's a Discord community. There is activity happening here on YouTube with it. We have formed a brand, a visual brand, and have some merch available for people. And I just think it's really cool. There are some amazing people, brilliant technical people, brilliant marketing people, brilliant HR people, but not your typical people. These are the people in our neighborhood. No, these are the people who are banding together to show the world that that everyone has value to offer to this world, and showing when we're open-minded and compassionate and connected with each other, what we can build. Keep an eye out. I'll be talking more about our little community over there at Weird LinkedIn for sure. And you can check out Weird LinkedIn on LinkedIn, which is, it's out there. Yeah. Anyway, I forgot. It's not actually called Weirding. It's called Fellowship of the Weird. Fellowship of the Weird. LinkedIn doesn't allow us to use their branding. That's okay. It's called Fellowship of the Weird. And that's actually what attracted me, because I love Tolkien too. You might be able to see his books back here, behind here. And definitely an interesting group of people. All right. Roseanne Roof, what do you got to say? Getting back to habitat. We need human interaction for growth. Getting out of yourself and giving of yourself growth and better life improves. Absolutely. We talk about that often here. Roseanne/mom. Right? Getting outside of yourself, how giving of yourself when you're I know that's part of my kindness that I've learned over time. When I'm inside my head and I'm having that negative talk about myself, for myself, and getting a little bit down, to go out and do some small act, a little bit of an act that could be the ripple of kindness, and feel that. And it's anything. Sometimes it might be I have bought a coffee for the person behind me, holding a door open for somebody, recognizing something unusual or interesting about something, and acknowledging it to people, reaching out to each other, whatever it might be. That's how we build resilience together as a community, for sure, for sure. Welcome to Kindness Rising. If you've never been here before, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I have come here every weekday morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, with my coffee, excuse me, with my hiccups too, apparently, and just get up and have positive talk about concepts, ideas, things that we can do to move the world forward together, to find a little bit of peace inside of ourselves and bring a little bit to the world, to rise above the noise and the rage bait and have a little bit of high fives for humanity. That's our little tagline, one of our little taglines. High five for humanity. Absolutely. I'm gonna have another sip of my coffee. Mom, I won't put it in front of my mouth like I do sometimes. You can't see what I'm saying. Can you hear me even when the coffee cup is up here like this? Now I've gotten silly. Anyway, sometimes I like to go there. All right. And what else is going on in the community? Joseph Anderson, I just appreciate that you have joined Following the Breeze, Deep Breaths Released. And Carol Birdie's with us again this morning too. Welcome, Carol Birdie, aka Aunt Carol. Love you. Hope you're doing well. And we're getting through this cold weather one day at a time. Looking forward to the sun coming back out and melting away some of this coldness. So I hope coming here every morning helps to bring a little bit of warmth, maybe, for people, a little bit of a good feeling. That's why I'm here. And I also like to talk about things that we can take with us every day. Couple little tips, not trying to get preachy, just want to remind us that we have the power within ourselves to keep things simple and to move forward together. 3 things we might want to carry today. Recognizing your support network. I know everyone in this chat has become my support network. Roseanne, you've been there from day minus 9 months, Mom. And Carol also being there. Thomas Merton, no man is an island. Absolutely. Adam Holroyd from day one. Thank you so much for your support. Mike Sullivan, every day here in the community with us. If you want to join those people, please do. Subscribe to the channel. Joseph Anderson, keep bringing your poetry and your words to the world. Keep bringing that here to Kindness Rising. So here's the 3 things we want to carry. Recognize your support network. I just did that. Pause and acknowledge. Who strengthens your life? Because gratitude builds awareness and strengthens our connections with each other. Reach out intentionally. I come here every day intentionally, and I know some of you do, but let's get ourselves reaching out to each other, say hello, be honest and vulnerable with each other. Recently, I've talked about some of the things that I've struggled with, and I have my best friend in the world who's up in Boston, and we are checking in with you. We sometimes go months without talking to each other, and then we check in every day with each other when things aren't going so great. So 30 plus years of friendship, and we are reaching out to each other intentionally, because connection doesn't maintain itself. You have to send the message. You have to make the call in order to keep that connection. And it doesn't have to be deep and meaningful. I mean, they are deep and meaningful. Just the little things are deep and meaningful, but it doesn't have to be some big grandiose things. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Thinking about you. Keep going. Those are the things we're sending to each other, and it helps. Send the message, make the call. And then lastly, we talk about paying it forward. Want to offer strength forward. Resilience grows when it's shared, and encouragement compounds when we do it together. That's how the energy builds here on Kindness Rising every day throughout our lives as well. All right. Little things with great love, Aunt Carol says. I like that. Simple. It's just the little things, and people know it. People know it when it's genuine and when it's real versus when it's performative, right? April Drake, who you saw on that video, talking about not a performative persona, but being ourselves. And we can tell when it comes from within somebody versus BS, right? You can see it. You can see it when you watch videos online. You can see it when you are interacting with people, whether that's at your work or in your church or in your community, the people who are there for the genuine right reasons versus the people who are there performing acts. We want to perform acts, but I don't know. Haven't thought that one through all the way. But performance, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. The people who are all show, nothing underneath. As my father used to say, $1,000 suit and no underwear. Absolutely, 100%. Let's show our genuine and true selves. Again, I appreciate everyone that's come out here to Kindness Rising, as we do every weekday morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. And then we get on over to Mornings in the Lab with Keith John and friends at 8 o'clock in the morning. And we check out Cheryl Raphael Whitaker's It Starts With Joy. And we check out the Jason Hewlett Show. And we check out the Mornings in the Lab Network as we grow. So please continue to check us out here on YouTube at morningsinthelab.live. There's a variety of places where you can find us. All right, let's wrap it up. Resilience isn't isolation, it's relationship. Remember, we borrow strength and then we lend our strength. We borrow and we lend and we grow through that connection. So today, invest in your community, value interdependence, and practice kindness outward, because rising together is the most human resilience of all. Thank you again for joining me here on Kindness Rising. I'm Matt Roof. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m., and I am glad you start your day here with kindness. See you tomorrow, and until then, stay uncommon and stay kind.
Okay, Matt, we got the memo about the Kindness Rising promo, but what exactly are we promising people?
And is there craft services? Hey, I need snacks too.
Gentlemen, focus. Kindness Rising multiplies kindness and helps people get up on the right side of the bed.
So wait, we're not doing another angry headline show.
Exactly. We rise above the negative, divisive noise.
Translation, less rage bait, more high fives for humanity. And this is live, like actually live.
Yep. We go live on YouTube and LinkedIn, 7:30 a.m. Eastern every weekday.
Wait, if it's live, what if I forget my lines?
Then you improvise.
Okay, so our tagline is basically wake up, tune in, and start your day with kindness.
Exactly. Kindness rising, good vibes, practical tips, and a reason to get up on the right side of the bed.
You heard the boss. Subscribe now before he makes us do a TikTok dance.
Kindness rising. Wake up, tune in, and let's make some good noise.